They moved quickly and took aim to fire again. In that moment, she realized she was seconds from death, and though her gut told her to duck, she knew what she had to do. "Directly ahead! Multiple targets in hard cover! Bring them down!" Her carbine slammed into her shoulder as she blasted away. The weapon could unleash a rapid burst of fire when utilizing all 3 barrels in sequence, and spotting 2 of them fall instantly rewarded her. The other Marines took aim and fired as well. A flicker of light marked the position of their guns as they returned fire from behind a broken interior bulkhead wall. Valentine's helmet overlay continued to display the outline of the target, and she had a plan. A twist of the firing mode selector on the firearm switched the gun from sequential fire to a single high-power blast. "Have some of this!" The recoil was substantial as all 3 barrels unleashed at the same time. Though there were 3 separate projectiles, they were so close together and moving with so much kinetic energy, they acted like one oversized solid shell. It struck the wall where the soldier was hiding and blasted it apart. Fire from the other Marines crashed into the same space. "They're falling back," said Sergeant Tyler. Valentine watched as they broke formation and tried to retreat to the next line of defense. There were 3 more strongholds, each well defended by the enemy. They'd made use of broken walls and metal plates to create an almost impenetrable line. Before they could make it back, 2 new squads of Alliance soldiers hit them. They were little more than shadows, but fired short, accurate bursts as they moved in. "Boarding parties from ANS Victory," said Sergeant Tyler. "They need to advance, but they're being held up." More of the defenders opened fire from positions hunkered down behind more debris and several improvised defenses. It was wild and undisciplined, and a line of advancing vanguards and Marines sweeping in from the right immediately set upon them. These heavily armored warriors could take a significant beating, but even the barrage was slowing them. Gunfire from both sides now moved back and forth in a terrifying storm of violence. "They're occupied, and we need that barricade down for our reinforcements to make any progress." He licked his lips and then pointed his weapon to the position recently vacated. "Follow me!" The sergeant moved out from cover and broke into a jog. Valentine did the same and was soon leaping over debris and bodies as she moved closer to the defenses. A handful of enemy soldiers spotted them, but the Marines blasted away at them and forced them to duck down. They ran and ran until in front of the broken barricade. Sergeant Tyler reached for a body and dragged it away. "That's it!" He then leapt over the gap and landed on the other side. A pair of wounded soldiers tried to block their progress, but Sergeant Tyler fought like a monster. He swung his carbine like a club and then blasted them at a distance of no more than a meter. He then stepped away to make space for the others. 2 more Marines leapt over the barricade, but then a bar dropped down, separating them. "Clear it, now!" Sergeant Tyler ordered. One Marine turned back to grab the metal, and Valentine moved to join him from the other side. More fire struck nearby, but then a pair of Marines in heavy Maverick armor moved to her right. They waited there, providing fire support, as well as partially sheltering her from the incoming fire. "Thanks," she said while throwing aside a piece of thick metal grating. She then signaled towards the Marine on the other side of the barricade. "You ready? This thing looks heavy." She looked into the armored faceplate of the Marine in front of her just as a bullet struck him. Luckily, it caught one of the curved plates and bounced off, but not without leaving a deep scar in the metalwork. He grunted and then looked off in the direction of the attack. "Give me a break!" He turned back to Valentine. "Okay, I'm ready." Both Marines grasped the broken metal girder and prepared to lift. Their armor was not powered in any way, and this would be completely reliant upon their own strength. "Now!" Valentine said. They pulled as hard as they could, and then the metalwork burst apart as something exploded from deep within the barricade. Valentine could feel the blast before she saw it, and the next moment she was flying through the air. Everything turned white before her shattered body slammed into the ground. The massive blast tore the barricade apart and engulfed the lead Marines trying to climb through. Hands, limbs, and other body parts scattered, while some of the Marines were struck in the body with razor-sharp pieces of metal and broken masonry.